removed item removed from array, from cities, that is the message I am giving. Now see what happens. Now it will display Goa removed from cities. That means the last item is removed. The last item is removed and returns that last item, so that we can even get the information about that item. If I am using, instead of pop, if I use shift, the first item will be removed. That means it should say Delhi removed from cities. If I want to remove any specific one, right? For example, I want to remove Mumbai. Then what we do? Cities dot splice at index 2. How many items to remove from there? 1. That's it. We are not going to add any items. We are just defining how many items to remove. 1 or 2, your wish. You can delete any number of items. It will return all the deleted items. It will return all the deleted items. So you can see now this will remove that Mumbai removed from cities. So if I give 2, that means Mumbai and Goa removed from cities. And you can see Mumbai, Goa removed from cities. So splice is used for adding items and removing items. If you want to add in order, then you can use push and unshift. If you want to remove in order, pop and shift. If you want to manipulate from any location, then you can use splice. So syntactically, we have array dot pop, we have array dot shift, we have array dot splice. So start index, delete count, these 2 things you have to define. Start index and delete count, where to start and how many to delete. We have to mention that. So that is removing elements from an array. Example, let me copy this. So I want to remove only one item, then I can give 1. This is an example for that, how we can remove. So 3 points we learned: how to read items from array, how to present the items, reading and presenting, and how to add items into array, remove items from array. Next important, we have sorting array elements. For sorting is the process of displaying in order. For that we have sort arranges array elements in ascending order. We have reverse, arranges array elements in reverse order, not descending order. Reverse order of their arrangement of their arrangement, or you can say placement. Means from bottom to top. So that means you can say last to first. It is not descending order. It will just display last to first. From the last item to first item, in which order they are present, in the same order. So that means it's not descending order, but it is only ascending order. But many times the question asked how to present in descending order. If you sort and reverse, then it will be descending order automatically. For example, see here. Now we have so many cities here. So some Bangalore, so like this, some cities information is given. So we have some Chennai, okay. And we are not removing anything, just we are printing the cities. And you can see it is printing all those items. I want to arrange them in order. Then before printing, just we have to use cities.sort. Cities.sort, it is going to arrange everything in order. So B, C, D, G, H, M, that is the order. But if I say cities.reverse, reverse, you can see that it is not descending order. It is the reverse order of how they are arranged. Chennai, Bangalore, Goa, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Delhi. That is the reverse order. It is not descending order. Then how to display descending order? First cities.sort, after that reverse. That means this will display in ascending order and that ascending order will be reversed. So then you can see in descending order, M, H, G, D, C. It will display in descending order. That is basically how we can manage in order. So syntactically simple, array.sort and array.reverse. Reverse. Example is this. This is an example which is descending and displaying. So that is how we can sort array elements. Now, how we can search for any element in array? Searching for element. And how do we search for element in array? We have three commands. We have find. Find, it will search and return the first and returns the first occurrence. First occurrence. That means result will be only one. To return all, we have to use filter. Filter, that means it will search and returns all items. Return all items that match the given condition. The given condition. You can also use index of that you have used in string methods. Index of, that means it returns the index number. Index number of searching element. So searching element. If not found, what it will do? If not found, it will return. It will return -1. Similarly, we have another option, last index of. No need to explain those because already we learned. Last index of, it returns the last index, the last occurrence index number of searching element. Same. So already we have examples for that already given syntactically. So syntax, yeah. Syntactically, we have to define array.find. It uses a callback function. this callback function is actually going to take the value, and value is equal to, so value equal to, we can say condition. So that means it will return value condition. That is how we do. Already given example in the reading elements concept. I give an example for that. So same for filter also. Array dot filter. So function and value, and it will return the value that matches the condition. Array dot index of, and here we define the element, index of value. Array dot last index of value. Last index of value. So this is the basic for searching, and no need to explain, already I given examples on that. So find the filter examples we have learned. We can do a lot of other things in later examples. We can handle them in a more better way. This is array manipulation. Now let's see how we can dynamically do this. That means how items are added, how items are removed, how they are managed dynamically. We will see how to manage them dynamically. Let's see. Managing dynamically, how we can do that. Let's create one example. That means we must able to do all these things dynamically. Adding elements, removing elements from a collection, we have to do it dynamically. Let's see. Let's create one example here. So doc type, HTML, head, title, array manipulation. Okay. Let me link relation style sheet, href node modules, and bootstrap dist css, bootstrap.css. Okay. Let's link relation style sheet, href, and node modules, bootstrap icons, font, icon css. Okay. Let's create the body section with the container fluid, and here we will create a div with the class row. In this we will arrange two columns. This is column 4 and another class I will give column 8. Okay. And below this, here we are defining a div, and we have a label, and label we given as add new city. We are defining add new city. Okay. There are so many ways of presentation. We will see different examples, and we will put a text box here. So input type text box. So input type is text, ID as txt city. Okay. That is the ID for the text box. And let's put here class as margin top some 2 or 3, margin bottom 3. We will use top 3. That's enough. Okay. This is and for this we have a class form label, and here we have a class form control. Okay, and you can see the design. Yeah, this is new city. Add new city, and here we will put a button, add, and the class BTN and BTN primary, and here we will put a class input group. We will use input group. It will be like this: add new city. Now here user can enter the city name and he can add. Right. Now right side we will display the cities list. So here we will put another div and the class as margin top 3, and here we have a label. So here select your city, and here we will put a select with the class as form select, and we will put size as 2 or 3. We will keep that size 3, and class form label. This is just form label. Okay, and in this drop down we will put an ID LST cities. Fine. Now that is select city. Select your city, add new city. Now what we need to do here is, this is just syntax example. Later we will implement in real world scenarios. So first we need to understand how items are added, how items are removed, how we manage them. So we will create a script. In the script, by default, we will create a global variable cities, and it is an array. In that we have some cities. We have Delhi, we have Hyderabad, like this. Now what we have to do is, we need to add this information, that cities information, into this drop down. That is not drop down, it is list box. So into that we need to add these items. Then what we have to do, we will create, and remember, adding of items into drop down should be done so many times. So many times means, I added a new city, click on add button, again this list should update. That means I want the list to be updated so many times. On body load, it should update. On add click, it should update. On remove click, it should update. Remove click, it should update. That means we need to update the options. In that case, we have one option C. What we will do is, we will write here a function, and function name as load cities. Load cities is a function. Load cities is a function which will load cities into drop down. So, okay, how to load cities into drop down? First, we need to do for var item of, or simply city of cities. This is used to read every city from cities. For every city, we need to add into drop down. That means it should be an option. That means var option is equal to document dot create element option. Okay. Now this option contains text. Option contains text, which is city name, and option contains value, that is also city name. And this must be added into drop down. Document get element by ID LST cities dot append child. Which one? Option. Option must be added into it. Now here one more point is that before adding, it should clean up if already some items are present. If you don't do that, then it will add the list again and again to the existing list. You will see that. Let's see the problem, what will happen. First, cities are not loaded. Why? Because when to load the cities? First, I want to load cities on body load. That means for body on load, body load is a function. And let's write the function body load. When body loads, we have to load cities. Load cities function must be called. So what is the point? Without writing this again and again, we are simply calling that function. So that is reusability, how we can reuse the function. So now it is done. You can see cities added. We have the cities information here, available here. Okay. Now here I want to implement this add button. That means user can enter a new city here and click on add. That should be added into this drop list box. Actually, the list box is getting values from array. That means we have to add this into array. So that should happen when user clicks on add. So let's go to the button add. So for that we are writing event on click. Add click is the function. Okay, let's write the function. Function add click. Okay, on add click, first we have to get city name. Where is city name? It is entered in text box. So how to get the value from the text box? Document get element by ID txt city dot value. That is the value of text box, city name. And we into array. What is the array name? Cities. Cities. Into that we need to add this new city. Then we have to use push. We learned now. Push method, you can use pop, you can use unshift. Where you want to add depend. So I want to add last. Okay. So we will use push. Push what? City name. That means this city will be added into the array. After adding, I have to refresh that list again. Then I will put here alert saying that in that alert, I will put an expression city name added, city name added into list, added into cities collection, just cities, added into cities. After adding, I need to show that added item in the list. Then this item is added. But after adding, we want to show that in the list box. Then this load cities should execute again. That means I'm using load cities again. What is the purpose of load cities? It will get the fresh list and it will load. Otherwise, only previous list will be there. Item is added, but you can see here. Let's go and I said Chennai and click on add. Chennai added to cities. I click OK. Where it is added? It is added. It is present in array, but it is not shown. That means we need to refresh this list. Then we have to call load cities. What load cities function will do? It will load the new cities into the list again. But see the problem. I entered the new city name and I click on add. So Chennai added into cities. Okay. You can see it repeats that. Chennai is added, but it is repeating existing one. We should not do that. That is the reason I told you here. before loading the cities, if already any cities are present, then we need to clean up. Then document get element by ID lst cities dot inner html is empty. This will clean up the list. That means whatever the cities are present inside the drop down, it will clean up, it will be empty. After cleaning up, it will add the new list. That's good. One more point is there. After adding, I will show you that point also. Suppose I am saying Chennai. I click on add. So Chennai added to cities. Okay. Now you can see it is added. Not repeating. But after adding, I don't want that here. In the text box, I don't want to show any more there, right? In that case, what you can do after adding, text box should be cleaned up. That's it. That means document get element by ID txt cities dot value is empty. That's it. We need to make it empty. Not only that, I want to display how many cities are present. I want to display how many cities are present. Count I need to display. And I want to display that here. Select your city. And here I want to display how many cities are present. So that means I will put a span here. I will put a span here. And in that class, I will put badge. And I will give here badge, not bad. This is BG, BG from dark, BG dark, and text white. Okay, this is a span. This span is having an ID count. Okay. So now what we want to do is there we want to display how many cities are present, count. And that count also should update every time. Count also should update every time. Every time means it should update when you load the body, when you add a city, when you remove a city, it should update. Then we will write another function. The function get count is a function. And these are all our own names. You can give any name. What this function have to do? Get the total count of elements in array. How to get total elements count in array? By using length. Length property, you can get it. And display inside the span. That means document get element by ID. Get element by ID count dot inner HTML is equal to, here I need to display cities dot length. Now this count is currently having just a number. It is just having a number. Nothing is present there, right? It is just having a number. Now I want to display that number. So on body load, I will say get count. On body load, when I call get count, you can see it says 2. After adding also, I have to get count. That means after adding, after add click, so load cities and get count. Now you can see here, I'm adding some Chennai and add Chennai added to cities. Now the count, it will update. So that means, and very important, I need to clean up this, right? What is it? TXT city, TXT city. City dot value is empty. So I have Chennai and click on add. It is added to cities. It is there. Now the text box is cleaned up. We are adding another. So and click on add. Then add it to cities, then it is, you see 4 items are there. Now very important, whenever the items are added, I want to sort and add. I want to add them in alphabetical order, display in alphabetical order. That is nothing complex. What we can do here, whenever you are loading the cities, before loading the cities, we have to just use cities dot what sort. That's it. That means now I am adding here, so Chennai, and I click on add. Chennai added to cities, but it will be according to order. You are adding as last item by using push, but it will be displayed in order alphabetical. So I am adding some Goa and click on add and cities. Okay, it will be added at the bottom in between. That means alphabetically it will be added. That's good. Before you define that, you can configure it. This is sorting. That means now we are adding item and we are sorting and we are displaying. Now, another point is we need to remove item. That means we want to remove any city. That so here below this drop down, below this drop down, let's keep a container class as margin top 2, and let's add a button here. Span. So class. Here I will give BI and BI trash fill, and I will keep here as remove city, and class BTN and BTN danger. Okay. And you can see this is the button. We have remove city button. Now when user selects a city and click on remove, that must be removed. That must be removed, and it should update the count. So which one should be removed? The selected one must be removed. You can remove every time first item, or you can remove every time last item just by using pop and shift. But I want to remove the selected item, selected one. So here the first point is here. Let's write the logic for the remove button. For remove button, we will put on click is remove click. Okay. Now let's write the function here. So function, so this is remove click. On remove click, we have to first get the name of selected item. Which item they selected, we have to get the name of selected item. It is simple. Selected city, how you can get document, get element by ID, LST cities dot value. LST cities dot value is the drop down list box value. Which one you selected, it will get it. That means which one you selected, it will get that value. That means in the drop down, this is drop down. In drop down, which one you selected, it gets its selected name. It will get the selected name. Okay. After that, in order to remove that, we need to know its index number. We have to know the index number. So we need another variable, selected index. How to get the selected index? Simply, you have to just use cities dot index of selected city. It will return the index number of selected city. After returning the index number of selected city, from that index we have to remove. In that case, we have to use the option, so cities dot splice. So from selected index, remove one item. After that, load cities again. After that, get count again. Load cities and get count. And see, lot of conditions will be there. We are just learning the basic syntax. That means so many requirements will be there. For every requirement, we have to write logic. That means sometimes people ask like, if I am adding a city, if already city is there, it should not add. These are general things. Don't think that you asked some genius question. That is a very common concept, because people immediately ask question, sir, if already there, we have to prevent. How? That is not your genius idea. That is general. That is very general concept. And for everything, you have to write logic. You will have such doubts, but we have to implement everything through logic. Automatically, nothing will happen. For every concept, you have to write logic, right? You will have several doubts, and we have a solution for everything. We have a solution for every doubt that you get. But point is, for that you need conditions, logics, right? I will show. For example, because they are very common things, that's not a new concept. For example, see here. Suppose when I am removing, currently it's working fine. You see, I selected Delhi and click remove city. It is removed. But before removing, it should ask, are you sure you want to remove? If yes, then continue. If no, then stop. Then how? Nothing special. Then how? What to do? Deleting. This is deleting. This you have to do if by using a confirm box. By using a confirm box. Okay, let's do a flag. You will put a flag. Flag uses a confirm box. Confirm box says, are you sure? I will put here, yeah. Confirm box says that, are you sure? Are you sure? So want to delete which one? Want to delete selected city. Want to delete selected city. That is the message we are giving. Are you sure? Want to delete. Now you know that confirm box will return true or false. Prompt returns null or empty. Null or empty. Confirm box returns boolean, true or false. So if flag is equal to true, that means they said yes, then delete. Otherwise, don't do anything. Don't do anything, just leave it. That means this deleting will happen. This deleting will happen only when they selected yes. If they haven't selected yes, nothing will happen. Everything will be as usual, normal. You see now, I'm selecting here, I'm adding some city. So Mumbai, add. Mumbai added to cities, it's added. Now we have 3 cities. I selected Hyderabad and click on remove city. Are you sure you want to delete Hyderabad? I said cancel, so nothing will happen. So I selected Hyderabad and click remove city.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay, so yeah, let's continue. Just lost connection for a while. Yeah. So let's see. Now here, while adding, what we want to do here is before adding, where this adding is done, push. Before adding, we have to verify is that item is already there or not. How to verify whether that item is already there in the list or not, in the list array or not. What is the command we can use? Already we learned searching. For searching, we can use find, we can use filter, we can use index of, we can use last index of, right? That means now what we have to do is we need to get this index number. We need to get the index number. So we have to verify whether it is there or not. If it returns -1, that means it is not there. Then what we will do is here, we will simply write here var city index document dot get element, not get element. This is cities dot index of here city name. It will get the index number of that city. And we will write a condition. If city index is greater than or equal to 0, means if city index is greater than or equal to 0, means it is there. It is already existing. That means now we will put an alert. That means here in the alert, we will display. So city name exists, right? We will put city exists. We will put that city exists. Otherwise, we will add that. Understood? This push we will do if it is not there. If it is there, we will simply say city exists and we will not add anything. And if it is not there, then it will add. Because if it is not greater than 0 means it is -1. So equal to 0, not greater than 0, then it is -1. If it is -1 means it is not there, then it will add. Now you see here, I am adding one more here. I am saying Hyderabad and click on add. It says Hyderabad exists and it is not adding again. So it is not adding again. I should not display this message also. Added to cities also should be displayed here only in else after adding. Okay. Otherwise it should not do anything. It should not do anything. So I am adding here. So Hyderabad and add Hyderabad exists. Okay, done. Now I am adding here some Chennai. So add, then added to cities. It is added. Now I am adding Chennai again. Then you can see it will not add. But it is not yet done. So many conditions are there. For example, if I added Chennai again and click on add, this time I am using lowercase, then it will add it again. It will add lowercase. Then how to solve this problem? How to solve this problem? That is your task. You do. Don't think now. Go home and think. Okay. That is your task. You do. For that concept, you know already. Whenever you are adding, first get the case and convert the case into lowercase. Any case they may enter, you convert into lowercase. After converting into lowercase, verify in lowercase. After that, while adding, add in uppercase or lowercase or anything. Right? You do. Let me see how much you can try for that. Right? That means you try. Don't give any suggestions. You try. Right? You try and let's see by tomorrow you can do that or not. Okay. Now here, one more point. I hope you understood now. That is the reason every functionality requires a lot of consequences. Why it will take 1 year, 2 years to build an application? In real-time projects, to build one application, it will take years of time. Right? 2 years, 3 years, we have to invest in building an application. Because now generally, when you are learning a course, now generally institutes or training people will tell that at the end of the course, we will do one project. In 10 days, 15 days, project finish. You are so genius. In 15 days, you are doing a project and MNCs are doing 1 2 years a project. That means you are more genius than them. Actually, its point is not that. The point is you are just learning how to implement whatever you learned. But the real-time development needs to map to business requirements. In business requirements, every consequence they have to think and write. That means if I added in uppercase, what will happen? If I have added an existing item, what should happen? For every consequence, they have to write algorithms. That means hundreds of algorithms are written for one functionality. For every algorithm, we have to write logic. That means for every functionality, hundreds of algorithms are written. And for every algorithm, you have to write a logic. Then the functionality becomes perfect. Functionality becomes perfect. That means what will happen if user clicks add without writing anything? Without entering anything, if I click add, what will happen? It says added to cities. What added to cities? It is added empty. You see, empty is added to cities. Empty. That means I am just showing syntax example. In real world consequence, real world scenario, so many consequences will be there. For every concept, developer have to think and write. That is the reason in real world projects, we will have an algorithm. Our architect people will write algorithm for every concept. That means for this topic, 10 algorithms are there. That means there are 10 possibilities. And for every possibility, they will give those 10 algorithms to developer. Developer have to write logic for every algorithm. That is where time consuming. Now tell me how to prevent not to add empty. Again, we have to write condition. That means what we have to do. So if a city name is empty, it should not add. That means here we will write one more condition because here we are pushing the details. Here we will write one more condition. If city name is equal to empty. If city name equal to empty, we put an alert. So please define a city name. We will put an alert. Please define a city name, or we can put a message below the text box saying that please enter city name. As of now, I am just giving an alert. Otherwise, if it is not empty, then add. That means now it will not allow to add empty. You can see here now. I am clicking on add. Then it says, please define a city name. And it is not adding anything. You enter the city name. So you enter the city name and click on add. Then it is added into the cities. If you don't enter and click on add, it says, please define a city name. That means now it is not adding it. So for every consequence, you have to write logic. So generally while learning, you will get all these doubts that like this, like that. Actually, those all doubts are already clarified. Our architect team will write algorithm for every concept. For every concept, hundreds of algorithms. So that is the reason actually many people come to learn artificial intelligence, robotic artificial intelligence. That means generally people ask so many times that, sir, artificial intelligence is very much trending. Python, artificial intelligence and all. Can I learn that course? Remember, artificial intelligence like courses are not for ordinary level people. Frankly speaking, that means you must be very strong in electronics and algorithms. And teaching algorithms with various consequences is not easy. People can't take it easily. That means generally institutes will put heading, banners that we will teach artificial intelligence. But frankly speaking, the learner is not ready for artificial intelligence. You cannot expect an ordinary graduate to understand these artificial intelligence and work on it. It's very hard until or unless you put exceptional hard work and work hard on all these algorithms. You are very good in programming, right? Actually, such things will be suitable for the people at IIT level. Artificial intelligence will be suitable for IIT level people because from their beginning of learning, they learn algorithms. So lot of algorithms. If you also learned such programming approach, then it is easy for you also, but it's not for everybody. Because many times people come and ask, can I learn artificial intelligence? I want to learn artificial intelligence. It's not suitable for everybody. Even you start learning at certain stage, you will realize that this is not for you. You will realize that, okay, this is not for me. This is not for my level here. Because for that, you need lot of background work first. So in project environment, these people are responsible for writing all analysis. That means why these IITs people have lot of salaries. Their pay scale is 1 crore, 2 crore per annum. In software companies only. And these level people usually are the architects of application. Artificial intelligence, analysis of application, all this those people do. And they give those algorithms to our project team development, and we write algorithms. We write programs for those algorithms. And they cannot miss any small algorithm. If they miss, our developer is not responsible for that. Our developer will write what is given to him. Then architect is responsible for that because he missed it. Then entire blame goes on that architect. That's the reason architect must be strong in writing all consequences. That means, see, if I have to write algorithm for this, means flowchart. That means for add city, right? For add city, how do we write algorithm? Just basic I'm giving. They will write a flowchart. So from where they will take the city? From text box. Right now, from text box, they will take the city. Now, here 2 consequences are there. 3 consequences are there. What are they? Text box is empty. Right. Second consequence is city name exists. So, and third consequence is city name not exists. So that means it is available. Then on empty, again, what they have to do? On empty, what they have to do? And on exists, what they have to do? On available, what they have to do? They have to write lot of consequences. A very lengthy algorithm and flowchart is given to developer, and your responsibility is to see it and write logic. At high level, these kind of things are very important for us. That is the reason a functionality contains lot of loopholes until or unless every point is not addressed correctly. Okay, so here we have done some limited work because this example is just to show you functionality. For example, now here, what is the task for you is, one is it should not allow to add in any case. You enter any case, it should verify only name. And it should display message that you cannot add. That is one. Another responsibility is you have to do two more works. That means what you have to do is you have to put another button here. You have to put another button. So delete all. And when user clicks on delete all cities must be removed. Another option is user can select multiple. User can select multiple. That means user can choose more than one. Currently, I can select only one. How to select more than one? How to select more than one? In list box also you can do. In list box, if you remembered, we can use an attribute called multiple. If I give multiple, then I can select more than one. And remove city. So you see it is removing delete Delhi, but it should remove all. Understood? If I selected multiple, it should remove multiple. Right? And after removing all selected, if I selected 2, 2 should be removed, 3, 3 should be removed, and count should be updated. And it should display those options there. That is your task. Can you try? Right? Your task contains 3 things. Add, while adding, verify any case you try to add. If item is already there, it should not add. Second, you design delete all button, which will delete all items. And you design remove city in such a way that it will remove one item if selected one. It will remove multiple items if selected multiple. That you have to implement. Now think the logic and try this. Now if you can do this, then we can go with more complex examples. Now next important, we have to learn about how this example I will give. I will copy this example. This is the example I copied. But to that example, you need to add more functionality. Then now we can go into another concept, how we can use object type. How we can deal with object type. That we'll see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Right? By tomorrow, try to do this task. So by tomorrow, try to do this task. And tomorrow we will discuss about another data type. So till now we learned about only array type. Now we will go into objects, JSON, array of objects and all. Right? Tomorrow we'll continue. Right?